You almost hate to think about this, but it's reality. What's going to happen if and when some students and faculty and staff members start testing positive for COVID after the school year gets underway next month? 4 in Your Corner's Sandra Rodriguez has been looking at what the plan is for the Lee County School District. Sandra?
Well, during a recent school board workshop, Superintendent Greg Atkins said they are obviously educators and not health experts. That's why the district is working closely with the Department of Health in Lee County to figure out what schools should do if a student or teacher tests positive for COVID-19. The big focus of Monday's workshop was contact tracing.
We may not have been able to prevent the very first instance of exposure, but once we identify all of those contacts, we can isolate them and then reduce the spread further.
The DOH says people who are exposed should quarantine for 14 days, raising the question of, would an entire classroom have to quarantine if a student or teacher tests positive? The DOH says not necessarily.
To account all exposures, not necessarily just where they were sitting in the classroom.
But possible.
If there's ever any question or concern, if we're not able to really define if there's an exposure or not, we always err on the side of caution and just go ahead and quarantine anyway.
The school district saying it is working on how it'll be determined if a school or the entire district would have to quarantine.
Working on some matrix right now. We don't have those numbers available at this point, but we are looking at all factors.
Superintendent Dr. Greg Atkins says it's impossible to go through every scenario before the school year starts.
It will be rocky. I guarantee that. I do think that we'll be able to get through this and do it successfully.
I do agree with the school district about the infinite amount of situations or scenarios that could come up.
Parent and Reopening Task Force member Julian Harris says that's what led to her family's decision.
Even the scenarios I thought up in my own mind, I just felt, that it was best for me to choose the Lee Home Connect option. And
for parents who haven't decided yet, you have until this Thursday to decide whether to send your child back to school or choose one of the other options. In Fort Myers, Sandra Rodriguez, Fox 4 in Your Corner.
Thank you, Sandra. You may have wondered about this. With so many kids going to virtual learning for school now, what does it do to their little brain?